is Ralph Irvin in the UCLA football office with new UCLA head football coach Jim Mora. And that's a key factor is you're new, so a lot of our fans would like to get to know who Jim Mora is. So we have some questions that fans have submitted.
Great, let's do it.
We'll start off with Jonathan. He wanted to know, even though you're a defensive coach, what's your offensive philosophy?
Well, you know, I've been a defensive coach. I have a defensive background, but when you've been a head coach, you've got to understand offenses, you've got to understand special teams as well. But our offensive philosophy is basically going to be a pro-style attack. It's going to be multiple. And I think that the best thing you can do as a coach is put your players in position to make plays, to utilize the ability that God gave them. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to evaluate our talent. We're going to see what they do best. And then we're going to put them in positions to do what they do best. We're going to be attacking. I think that you have to throw the ball to score points, but I believe you have to run the ball for toughness, and you have to run the ball to win games.
All right, next up we have Armando. He knows that you are a defensive guy. He wants to know who's going to be calling the defense. Will it be you, even though you're the head coach?
We're going to keep that a secret now. No. It'll be either myself or the defensive coordinator, or a combination of both of us. I think what's important is that we get our players in the right position to make plays, just like offensively. And I'll be involved in all three phases of the game. So every call that goes onto the field will filter through my headsets, whether it's an offensive call, a defensive call, or a special teams call. Whether I'm making the call or somebody else is making the call, I don't know that that's really important to define right now. We have a lot of time to figure out who that's going to be.
All right, let's jump into the Jim Mora time machine.
Okay.
What's the greatest moment in your coaching career?
Wow. Well, I've been fortunate to have a lot of them. I don't know that I can define one great moment. The one that really stands out to me the most, though, is winning the game against the St. Louis Rams that put us in the NFC Championship game. That was a great moment. The other one that stands out to me is when I was a defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, and we beat the New York Giants in the playoffs in that crazy game where we were down at halftime. We had to come back, and there was a bad snap and a field goal that they missed. That was an exciting game. And then I'd have to say this. This past season, I coached the Bellevue Wolverines, my son's 13-year-old team. I was the defensive coordinator. We gave up 2 touchdowns on the year, went 14-0, and won the championship. So that was a pretty good experience as well.
Scott wants to know, what are your goals for year one here at UCLA?
Well, we want a team that our fans can be proud of. We want a team that our student body in this university is proud of, both on the field and off the field. When we go on the field, we want the people to see a team that's disciplined, that's fundamentally sound, that plays hard all the time, that demonstrates passion and toughness, and that competes to the very end. Our immediate goal is to win our first game. So our immediate goal is to beat Rice.
It is LA. Fashion is pretty big here. So people do want to know, what do you plan on wearing on game day?
It's funny that you asked that, because right before this interview, our on-campus Adidas rep was in here, and we were talking about those things. And we're an Adidas team, so we're going to represent Adidas. In terms of what I'm going to wear specifically, I don't know yet. I've got some other things I've got to worry about before we get to that. But recognizing that this is LA and fashion is a priority, we'll make sure that we represent the right way.
Now, do you have any game day rituals, superstitions that you've had over the years?
Oh yeah, I have a few. I have a few. If I wear a suit to a game and we don't win that game, I'm talking about, to the game, then I don't wear that suit again that year. That's one. I have some others that I kind of develop through the year. Nothing that really stands out year to year to year besides the suit deal. But some things that I'll develop through the year. If we start to get on a winning streak, if when we win a game, then I'll remember what I wore, how I put it on, and you'll probably see me in that the next week. If I shook hands with a certain guy at a certain time, you'll probably see that with me the next week. I develop rituals sometimes with the coaches, when we shake hands, or chest bump, or whatever it may be with the players as well. So those things kind of develop over time, but I get cyclical with my superstitions.
Aram has a great question. What can UCLA fans do to help you and help the program?
Oh boy, that's an easy one. I mean, just be supportive of your football team. Come out to the Rose Bowl and support us on games. You know, cheer for us when things go well. If you see our students in the community, our student athletes in the community, you know, approach them and say, hey man, we're really looking forward to next season. We're behind you. When a team feels their fan base is behind them, it makes an incredible difference in their attitude and how they approach the game. And so just support us. Be there for us, you know. Be loud when we're on defense and be quiet when we're on offense. And, you know, when you're in the Rose Bowl, create an environment where our opponent feels like the air is just being sucked out of them. And they can't wait to get back to the locker room, get on the bus, get on the plane, and go home because they don't feel safe in there. That's what we want you guys to do to help us.
Zachary would like to know, how do you plan to implement the Pyramid of Success into your coaching style here at UCLA?
You know, I've always been a big fan of John Wooden and the Pyramid of Success, and that started when I was probably 9, 10, 11 years old, and so I've got a copy from way back then. I've actually got a copy that was autographed to me by Coach Wooden, and there will be obvious elements of that in everything that we do. I think there should be. I think it's an enduring source of information that helps you not only athletically but in life in terms of creating success. Success is a peace of mind, which is the direct result in self-satisfaction. You do your best to become the very best that you can become. So, I mean, if that statement doesn't sum it all up, what else does?
I take it you're pretty familiar with it then.
Forever, yeah, forever.
Now, you've mentioned looking forward to coming to LA. What do you look forward to in being here in Los Angeles? Well,
my parents are an hour and a half away in Palm Desert, so it's going to be great for them to be really close to their grandkids and to my wife and I. My best friend lives in Santa Monica. My wife's best friend lives in Manhattan Beach. I love this campus. You know, what I'm really excited about every day is coming to work on a college campus. This is new for me. You know, when you're in the NFL, you go to a building and it's just the NFL, it's just your football team. But I walk around this campus and I run into baseball players and basketball players, and I'm talking to the golf coach and the women's basketball coach. And the other day our women's volleyball team won the national championship. And you take pride in those things, you know. And I think what's important is that our football team represent all that is great about UCLA, both as an academic institution, but also as an athletic institution. And you think about the great players in all sports and the great performers that have come through here. And our guys have, when they throw on the colors and they throw on the UCLA emblem, there's a responsibility to all those that came before them and all that greatness that they need to live up to.
Now we have a question from Twitter. Okay. At Coaster Freak has this one. What's your favorite cereal?
Well, I don't know if I can say that because, you know, I like a lot. I like Honey Bunches of Oats. I like Honey Nut Cheerios. I like Life. I like, you know, of course, you're always going to go with Captain Crunch, you know. But I'm an oatmeal guy, kind of an oatmeal guy. But I'm also like Jerry Seinfeld, you know, late at night, bowl of cereal, nothing better.
So no truth to the rumor that you eat nails for breakfast?
No, I don't eat nails for breakfast, no.
Finally, what is your favorite sports movie?
Oh, well, I have a lot. I like Any Given Sunday. I love Al Pacino's speech in that. I don't necessarily like the whole movie, but I like his speech in there. I like The Longest Yard because I like both versions, Adam Sandler and the one with Burt Reynolds. Michael Irvin's in one. Of course, Waterboy. I mean, you know, Tin Cup. Remember the Titans. What was the one with Sandra Bullock? Blindside. I've got a lot of them, you know. I've got a lot of favorite sports movies.
All right, well, Coach, thanks for letting people get to know you a little bit better. I know everyone's excited about your arrival here at UCLA.
Well, I'm excited about it as well, and thanks for your time.
All right, that's UCLA head coach Jim Mora. Once again, the Bruins getting ready for the Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl New Year's Eve. Here, you get all the news and notes all week long on UCLABruins.com.